Hi, everyone. Welcome to the ExtraGive 2025 Getting Started webinar. My name is MK. I'm with Mighty Cause, the new technology partner for ExtraGive 2025, and I'll be leading you through today's presentation. A few housekeeping items to note before we jump in. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on the ExtraGive resources page. Also, if you have questions, you can use the Zoom questions panel to send them in, and we will get to them at the end of the webinar if the team isn't able to respond to them during the webinar. We have a number of members of the link found, of your link found team on our call today. So let us know if there's anything that we can answer for you specifically. And again, I'm MK and I manage this technology platform for ExtraGive. We are looking forward to having an amazing gift, many gifts, an amazing event for you and your donors and your community. A little bit about Mighty Cause. Mighty Cause is a fully functional nonprofit fundraising suite that organizations across the country use 365 days a year to raise money for their causes. We've been around since 2006, and we were actually one of the first platforms to host Giving Days. So we've been doing this kind of event for a long time, and we are very excited to host Extra Give 2025. Link found team, is there anything that you would like to add?
Think we'll just come on and say hello to everyone. Thanks so much for being here. My name's Tracy Cutler. Valentina Sheed is with us, and also Rachel Hartman today. So we're really happy to be working with Mighty Cause, and thank you for being here. And I know this is a new platform, so there are some things that are a little bit different. All of your content has already been imported into your page, but there's going to be some specific things that MK will help us walk through so that you will be able to get yourself going quickly. So we appreciate you being here and appreciate all of your effort to help make ExtraGive what it is. It takes all of us, and we know that your work is really a big part of that. So glad to see you. Thanks, MK.
Yep, no problem. Okay. Skip that slide. Okay, so on to our agenda. Here's a look at today's agenda. We're just going to be walking through some key dates, walking through registering and navigating your nonprofit page on the platform, as well as how to customize your page. We will do a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So again, don't forget to send them in Zoom, and we will make time for it at the end. A few key dates I wanted to touch on. As you may very well know, registration is open now. So you can, if you haven't started registering yet, you can start registering as soon as we're off this call. Or while we're on it, I suppose, if you wanted to be really ambitious. The early bird cutoff for the early bird prizes is registering by September 9th. So get both steps of your registration in before then, and we'll go over what those two parts of the registration are. The next webinar to look for is our Fundraising Champs info session on September 10th. That will be going over fundraising tools on the Mighty Cause platform, how to make your campaign a success. And then an important date to note is that registration closes October 24th. So the sooner you can get your registration in, the more time you will have to customize your profile, play around with it, plan your campaign, and get used to the new platform. You will find that the platform is very intuitive, though, so I do not think that onboarding will be a big lift for anyone. What does my organization need to do? As we're going to go through on this presentation, you're going to want to visit extragive.org. You're going to want to log in or create a login. You're then going to navigate to the registration section and submit the registration form. That's part one of registration. Then you'll be completing the to-do list, which we'll go over. That is part two of registration. You can start customizing your organization page and telling your story while you wait for your registration approval. And you can also begin planning your campaign. And then after that, you want to make sure to calendar again that Fundraising Champs info session on September 6th to learn about the full suite of tools available to you. All right, let's get started on how to log in and register. So, before I get into the slides, I am going to give you just an overview again of what the process looks like, and then I'll show you some screenshots on screen and step through each of the steps it takes to do the login and the registration. So if you haven't done this yet, you're going to want to register your organization for ExtraGive. As Tracy mentioned, if you were a participant in the past, your data has been migrated over to the Mighty Cause platform. However, just because you have a profile in the system does not mean that you are registered. So registration is a two-part process. Part one is going to extragive.org and filling out the registration form. Uh, Once you complete the registration form online, you'll receive an email confirming that it's been received, and it will also detail what part two looks like to complete registration. At that time, you'll also be able to add administrators to your organization's account on Mighty Cause, so multiple people can access and help run your campaign. Part two is filling out your organization's required to-do list. So this is a new, we'll go over this in detail. This is a new element for ExtraGive 2025. It's the second part of the registration. And once you are finished doing both parts of registration, your registration will be manually reviewed by the link found team. It may take up to 15 business days for your application to be reviewed and approved after all of the to-do list items are completed. You'll receive an email, though, confirming that you're approved and all set. All right. If you have any questions at all about registration as well, we are always open to, our support team is always open to answer questions, and they can be reached at support@mightycause.com. I have that on a slide later at the end of the presentation, so you can grab it then, but support@mightycause.com for any question you might have. All right. So step one in starting the login and registration process. If you are a returning user, you will visit extragive.org and click login in the upper right-hand corner, where you will enter your email and be prompted to reset your password for this platform. If you've already logged in prior to this webinar, which I know quite a few people have done, you will simply log in. If you are a new user, so you have not participated in the past, you will visit extragive.org and click login to create an account. If you are a new user, a tip is to create your account using an organization domain email, which will help with the admin approval process by the Mighty Cause support team. So, Mighty Cause support team will review every registration, like person that's linked to a registration. And if they can say, oh, it's at animalhumanesociety.org and you're registering animalhumanesociety.org, they'll make you an admin automatically. If you happen to have maybe like a at gmail.com or a at msn.com, if that's still a thing, um, they may reach out to you for additional information or ask you to send in something that shows that you are connected to the organization. We just want to make sure to keep your data secure. Step two, after you have logged into the ExtraGive platform, go back to the homepage, extragive.org, and you will see, as in this picture, a green Apply Now button on the homepage. Click that. This will take you to the registration page, which has some information on eligibility and has this registration module as is shown in the screenshot. There are two ways to find your organization. The first is to search your organization by EIN or name, but EIN is a little easier to navigate. And that will pull it up in the Mighty Cause database. Once you complete the registration steps, that admin claim will be created, as I noted, and then you'll receive a confirmation email once your admin claim has been approved. If, however, you're already an admin of a returning organization, when you land on the registration module after logging in, it will offer you the ability to quick select below the search field. So as you see in step two down here, I was logged in as an organization user for the Lancaster County Community Foundation. And so when I get to the registration module, it recognizes that I'm already connected to an organization. So I just select it. So if you are volunteering or working for multiple organizations that participate, you'll see a series of radio buttons, and you can choose which of the organizations that you're tied to that you want to start the registration process for. If you can't find your organization or you're fiscally sponsored by another organization, at the bottom of this page, you'll see it says create it now, and you will submit a request, and our support team at Mighty Cause will get back to you to confirm your fiscal sponsorship, get some documentation, and then we'll get you set up. So once you are able to access the registration form, you'll fill out a series of questions. It's pretty short. You'll click submit to finalize the first part of your registration. If you're not quite ready to click submit on that, maybe one of the documents you need to upload as part of your registration is your audit, and so your financial audit. And so you might not have that handy. You can click save and finish later, and that will save your progress. And when you go to the registration module again, it'll automatically take you to the form filled out with everything you filled out and allow you to finish what you want to finish. Um, for any questions about this, any assistance in the process of registration, again, email support@mightycause.com. Having a profile, as I mentioned in the platform, does not mean you're registered. The to-do list that I've brought up and I'm going to show you is accessible and can be completed without submitting a registration form. However, you need to submit a registration form and complete the to-do list. It's a two-part process. Once you have been approved, your organization will begin showing on the search page on the ExtraGive website. And you will also be able to see your registration status on your overview page once you are logged in, which I will show you now. So navigating the dashboard. Once you create a login and it's connected to an organization, you'll be able to navigate your dashboard. Your dashboard will bring you to an overview page, which I'll demo in just a second. And from that overview page, you'll be able to see your registration status. So for instance, this organization, it says your registration for ExtraGive 2025 is pending. That means that they have submitted the registration. It would say approved if it's approved, not started if it's not started. Then there is this circled item that says your organization setup is incomplete. See to-do list. That is a clue that if you see that, you have not completed your to-do list. There's an easy link to the to-do list from there, but your registration or your overview page allows you to see your registration status, announcements, some recent metrics, as well as your to-do list. And let me show that to you. So I'm going to go ahead and use our I'm going to go ahead and use our demo org for this. So on the overview page, so that I can show you a few more things. So I log in as an organization user. I'm on the overview page. And here I see again, like this, the setup is incomplete for the to-do list. My registration is open for Big Day of Giving. I haven't started it yet, so it gives you a click link to register now. You may see on the page an announcements area. There could be a series of announcements with call to actions, a CDA. You can just click on that to let it slide back onto the screen. You can always show announcements if you want to look at them again. There will be, as donations come in, these at a glance metrics that you can look at. It defaults to showing you the last 30 days. However, as your donations come in, you will see things such as, oh, I have 5 online donations, and that is down 79% from the 24 I had last year, year to date. So you'll see a variety of metrics that you can play around with and will help you tell your story. And then here is, as I mentioned in the top of the page, is the to-do list. Whether you're on the overview page, whether you're on your organization page, whether you are looking at reports, you are always going to see this to-do pinned at the top of the page. Let me go back to the to-do. Let me go back to the slideshow. Okay, So, a little bit about the to-do list feature, and then I will show you exactly what it looks like on extragive.org. The to-do list feature helps the ExtraGive team get visibility into your profile page and allows them to request certain items that need to be completed before you can be approved for participation. So as I showed you, you see the to-do up there. Um, and then I highlighted on the yellow sticky note, it's kind of like an abbreviated to-do list. If you click open detailed to-do list, you will get to the detailed to-do list. And it opens on screen, it pops up, and it will show you under your required items sorry about that, a number of items that you will need to complete before you can be approved. The great thing about the to-do list is that everything on the to-do list, you can click on it and it will take you to that part of your page where you go and edit that item or where you go and update that item. And I will show you that in a demo in just a second. A couple of notes. So the required items that you'll want to uh, have ready, and you can go back to the to-do list as many times as you want. So you don't have to have it all at once, but you will be uploading your organization logo. You will need to tell a bit about your story in the about section. It has to be 50 words or more to be recognized as entered. We are asking for you to add your mission statement, contact email, your website. There is also going to be your search categories where you can see what you entered for your budget as part of the registration process, but then also you will need to add your cause category. So maybe you're an animals organization or a performing arts organization. So you'll select your cause category under search categories. There is a documents, which is a document upload, and I will show you that in a screenshot, but that is where you will upload your non-discrimination policy. That is a required document for participation. You can also set up your EFT for disbursement by the Lancaster County Community Foundation. You will want to create a your own thank you page that shows after the donor donates, and I'll show you that. And then also note a lead contact on your admins so that the foundation always knows who the one person is that can be receiving all communication if there was something urgent. Let's see. If you will, yeah, as Tracy said, if you were part of ExtraGive in the past, your information was migrated over. But again, that doesn't mean that your to-do list is complete. But if your logo was brought over, your logo on your to-do list is automatically going to be checked. And so your to-do list might show some completed items. A couple of optional or recommended items, but not required for your to-do list, are adding a banner image, adding any additional phone numbers that you might want donors to be able to reach you at, and adding your social media. So again, I'll show you this in real time, but the documents area is going to bring you to the document section. You will be able to choose a document type. There are a lot of document types because there are a lot of requirements across different Mighty Cost platforms. The only one you need to concern yourself with is the non-discrimination policy. So you'll select non-discrimination policy and upload your non-discrimination policy. There are a lot of other ones in there. You don't need to use any of them. They're not required. They're not even recommended. They're just there because this is a universal platform. Okay, so let me show you the to-do list on extragive.org as opposed to our demo site. So here we have, I am logged in as an organization user for the Community Foundation. I go to their to-do page, and as I mentioned, it's going to pop up in yellow. You can't miss it. You might want to open your detailed to-do list. And here we see, oh, I want to add a logo. So if I click on logo, it takes me immediately to the logo area. If I go down and say, oh, yeah, I want to do that document right away. Okay, I'm going to click on documents. It takes me to documents. I will click on document, select the non-discrimination policy, and then upload the file. Uh, the purple Zendesk ticket, don't worry. Purple just means it's only something that a Mighty Cause employee can see, so just ignore that. But that is the item that we've been having some questions with registration is the non-discrimination policy, and that is where it belongs. So that is your to-do list. That is part two of your registration. Part one is logging in and submitting the registration form. Part two is completing on this detailed to-do list everything that is under required. All right. So jumping into, sorry, let me show you the summary first. Jumping into a few slides about customizing your organization page, I'm going to call out a few notes on some of the key areas of your organization page, and then I can show you on a demo, walk through them and look at them a little bit in more detail. So, kind of the basics of customizing your profile is we have the main page. This is the page that you are going to, what you see on this right-hand side where the little finger is hovering around and showing you different items. This is what your page looks like in edit mode. I'll show you what it looks like to toggle off edit mode. And basically what you see is how your page renders. So the organization profile page is going to allow you to customize the look and feel, where you can upload images, you can change your brand color. So maybe your brand color is a green, and so your donate button, you want it to show up as green. You can change your brand color there. The customizations allow you to tell a really detailed story, an impactful story about why your donors should give to your organization. You know, like what's your impact? Who are you affecting? Why is your work important? There's a lot of different tools for you to be able to tell that story. You'll be able to, as I mentioned, edit your theme color as is shown in this little demo. You can change your banner image. There's a small gallery of banner images available. Otherwise, you can upload one of your own from a variety of different sources. Landscape is best. A banner image without words is best because the words will get cut off on like a mobile device or a tablet or a smaller device. It'll allow you to just really kind of make this look like an extension of your own website. Tell your story. That's all going to happen, a lot of it in the About section. The About section has an inline editor where it has a WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get editor. So as you'll see in this image, you know, you can justify text, you can add bullets, you can add different headers, you can add URL links, you can add images or a video. We recommend maybe not more than one or two images, and at that point, go to the media gallery and add more of your images to tell your story. Um, the sorry, there's also, let's see. There's also, I wanted to mention, sorry, the custom tab. That's a newer item. So the custom tab next to the about, which I'll show you on the demo so that you can see what it looks like, is like a tab like on a browser where you can add additional tab, and maybe you want to put in there acknowledgments, or maybe you want to title it testimonies and have testimonies from people that have received services from your organization, or maybe you want to call it programs and you want to provide donors with some information on programs, or how your donations, like how ExtraGive donations impact our organization or something like that. So the custom tab allows you to, it's optional, but it allows you to tell your story in more detail and convey the message that is most impactful with your community. There is also, as I will show you, ability to add media through a media gallery. You can add videos, you can add images, and then there is an area in the admin settings that'll show you where you can optimize your social share settings. So you can set that image and the text that display if you were to share from your page to like X or to Facebook. All right. So I am opening up again our demo site, and this is the Animal Humane Society. And you'll see that it's toggled onto edit mode automatically. If you take it off edit mode, this is what your page will look like. Um, this is your URL to share your page. So you'll just go into the URL and copy that, and that is the link that you're going to share with your donors, your fundraisers, your cheerleaders, all of your support. But the edit mode, as you'll see, toggles on these little gray circles. Anything in the gray circle is something that can be edited. So you can scroll down the page and see what's there, or you could click this quick edit, which is a nice section. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bang through and do my banner, my logo image. And so if you click on one of those, it takes you to the area on the page where you can edit that. So you'll see there's a variety of things that you can do, as I mentioned, your banner, your logo image, a theme color, your categories for being searchable, such as your cause category, your organization name. So how do you want it to display? Mighty Cause platform brings over the IRS name, but you might be known by a different name in the community. So you could change the Animal Humane Society to dogs, I don't know, or to AHS, something like that. So you have the ability to do that. You will, on your giving day, there are donations enabled on this demo platform right now, but this is what it would look like on your giving day. You'd have a donate button, and this is a theme color that you can change. You'll have a fundraise button where you can direct board members or program recipients or volunteers to create a fundraiser on behalf of your organization. If you have a match, and we'll get into matches on our fundraising champs info session, but the matches will display on your page. You have the ability to enter a goal. So we recommend having a goal, because having a goal incentivizes donors to donate just a little bit more to your organization. If you reach your goal on the giving day, we recommend coming in and editing the goal and putting in a stretch goal, because we don't want donors to stop giving just because you received your goal. We want to encourage them to give a little bit more. These sections will show you if you can edit it or if you can hide it. This is the about section that I mentioned. Um, they wanted to highlight what they do at the Animal Humane Society. You can add buttons for call to actions, such as join our email list, or maybe it's view a impact video or something like that. But there are a lot of different ways you can tell your story, and you could simply copy and paste text from your website, or you can make this a mini website of your own. You don't have to, but if you would like to, you can always hide a section. Featured campaigns will be when people start creating peer-to-peer fundraisers. If you wanted to, say, feature campaigns by your board members, you could individually add those campaigns to this section. Again, you can hide it. It doesn't need to be on there. Um, Something we recommend adding, but can also be hidden, is this giving activity. On the giving day, as donations are coming in, you will see your most recent activity of people that gave to your organization and the dollar amount, unless it's anonymous. And of course, it would just then say anonymous. It's an optional section to tell your story. Um, this is optional as well. This is a campaign section where instead of you featuring campaigns, it's going to show the most recently created campaigns, or as campaigns, peer-to-peer fundraisers are getting donations, it's going to show those. So it's going to show the peer-to-peer fundraisers that are getting the most activity on your platform. The media gallery, as I mentioned, you can add media through files on your computer. You can add video embed URLs. You could add images from your Google Drive, your Google Photos, Dropbox, Flickr, OneDrive. There's a lot of options there for you. If you have a match, which in the demo system, the Animal Humane Society does, matches will show up on your profile. And then there will be this organization data, which has summary information on your organization. There is more here than will be on your profile on ExtraGive, such as the service areas. You're established. Those aren't on your summary. But this whole page, as you've seen, is pretty intuitive. It's pretty much click it and add it. You can see what you're editing. As you're editing, there won't be any question of what your page looks like because as soon as you toggle off the edit mode, you see what your page looks like. All right, so that is customizing your profile. We really have, I think, worked hard at Mighty Cause to be as impactful as possible and allow you to do as much with your profile as you have the bandwidth to do. So you don't need to expound or you don't need to use all of the different elements in order to tell an impactful and visual story. You can use just some of the basic items and you're still going to be driving donors to your site. You're still going to be encouraging them to give and it's still going to be visually and aesthetically pleasing. So, because we migrated data over from your previous technology provider to the Mighty Cause platform, you will be able to see, I'll show you the reports and donor data area. You will be able to see your donation, your previous donation data. And it's going to be on your dashboard under reports. And it's always going to default to showing you the past 30 days, but you can add custom date ranges. You can search by campaign type, such as ExtraGive 2024, ExtraGive 2023. Um, and it will allow you to set those filters and export the data as you filtered it. Um, Actually, it will export all of the data, but the filters work for the on-page visualization. It also shows a couple of key metrics that will tally based on the filters that you've put on your page. So what that looks like with real data is here we have, let's see, so let me uncollapse these. So on your organization page is where you're usually going to land. You'll see a number of items in your left-hand dashboard. As I mentioned, there's your overview, fundraising tools, which we'll be getting into on our September 6th call. I'm sorry, it's not September 6th. On the fundraising champs call. Let me validate that date. Then there is the reports area where you will see your donations. So the Animal Humane Society hasn't had received any donations in the last 30 days. But if I look at the year to date, I'll see the different people that have donated to the organization and the net online, the number of donations. As I mentioned, you can look for campaign types, which will include giving events such as Big Giving Day. There's just some sample names in here. But the campaign name will be your Extra Give 2025, Extra Give 2024, Extra Give 2023. So those will all be in there. And you have the ability to download all of your donations. But this donor report updates in real time as donations come through. So on your giving day, this will be constantly updating with the most up-to-date donation information. So as a donation comes through, it will be automatically reflected on this page, which will allow you to do reach out or allow you to search and say, hey, I made a big pitch to so-and-so. Have they come through yet and made a donation? It's easy to look for that person and do some more outreach. You'll also see that there is a retention report, and that'll be helpful for you as you have donations coming in. But the retention report will show data based on the donations that were imported, so you can play around with that as well. The little icons over here show anybody that's red is not retained, anybody that is green is a retained donor. And sorry, this is not good data to show you. But this shows that Grace Draper is a retained donor. So you will want to know that you have access to your donation data on the platform. You did not lose any of that in the move to Mighty Cause. One element that I wanted to look at in a little more detail is it's part of customizing your checkout experience. We'll go into it in a little more detail on our next training, but the one element I wanted to touch on today because it is part of the to-do list is your thank you page. So you can customize the thank you page that the donor receives on screen when they make a donation to your organization. So we will go to the demo and look at it, but you'll go to your left-hand nav, your dashboard, You'll see a checkout item, we'll see a thank you page, and then it will allow you, again, with that what you see is what you get, that on-screen editor, the ability to add videos, images, text, bullets. You can add, you can tell, you can make a really impactful thank you page by, it's nice kind of to have a like a testimonial of who else has, uh, like who has been assisted by donations in the past, or like if you are serving an animal organ, if you're an animal organization, people love to say like, oh, look at these cats, dogs, rabbits. Look at all that I'm helping. Images make a donor feel closer to your cause. And so we allow you to sort of make this as simple or as detailed as you'd like. So again, don't forget this thank you page, creating it is a required item on your to-do list. And let me show you how to navigate to that on your dashboard. So you're on your dashboard on the left, under checkout, you have your thank you page. And it lets you know that the name of the giving event on the demo is Big Giving Day. So if a donor is giving to just your organization on the thank you page, they will see the thank you message from ExtraGive from Lancaster County Community Foundation, ExtraGive 2025 thank you message. And below that, there will be your thank you, such as the Animal Humane Society has. If the donor happened to give to 3 organizations in their cart, because there is not a limit to the number of donations that can go in the cart with the Mighty Cause platform. I think there is a limit, but I think it's like 300 donations. So there's not really a limit to the number of donations that can be put in a cart. And every thank you message for each of those organizations will just show one after another on the thank you page. So we'll always see the event thank you, and then each organization as they were added will be on the thank you page. So the thank you page is it's really simple. You just click into it and start typing. It's no different than using the editor in like Google Docs or something like that. It should be pretty intuitive. You will probably already have used it to build out your about section, so you'll be a pro at it when you come down to your thank you page. You can, as I mentioned, add buttons. You could add multiple buttons with multiple call to actions if you want. You can add a emoticon if you want. But there's a lot to explore here. And if you have any questions about it, again, Mighty Cause or support at mightycause.com. Our support team is always available to answer questions. There are, I won't go on to this slide, but if under settings, so under settings, the few things I wanted to point out is your general setting. This is where you can customize the URL that you will share with your your donor base. So you can change that and save it. Um, if your organization is known by some alternate search names in the community, you can enter in alternate names, like the Animal Humane Society often goes by AHS in the community, so they want to put that in to help make them more easily searchable. As I mentioned, this is where you'll do the social sharing, so you can add the image and the text that you want to, hashtags that you want to show up when someone shares your page to social media. And then this admins is where you will add additional people that need to have access to your platform. Don't forget, anyone you add to your platform has access to all of your donation data. So think about who in your organization should have access and use that judiciously. Let me, I want to get to our question and answer section. So I'll just breeze through this. Uh, Val has built out an amazing resources page. It's extragive.org, resources, nonprofits. On it, you will find things like information on the audit policy, information on the non-discrimination policy. You'll find access to the Mighty Cause support library. There is a detailed FAQ section. You'll see the training sessions that are coming up. We will be putting more information on the page and directions about offline and matching gifts, about fundraising champions. And so Nonprofit Resources is your one-stop shop. This is where we'll upload the video of this webinar so that you can reference it in the going forward if you want to, or share it with anyone. Uh, the event FAQs, as I said, apply to both nonprofits and donors. So don't forget to read the FAQs. Great information. On the resources page, one item I wanted to note is there are a variety, like a great amount of graphics and logos and things for you to use in your branding and your communication campaign as you plan it out. We want to make sure to only use the event logos that are on this page because they include the sponsorship information. And it's very important to the event that we make sure to recognize those sponsors as we are promoting the event. And so you'll want to make sure to use the logos that have been supplied on the resources page. As I mentioned, upcoming training is that Fundraising Champs info session. I did get the date wrong, September 10th. That is where we're going to talk about peer-to-peer fundraising. We'll talk about setting them up, about how you can create a template for your fundraisers to make it super easy for them to create a fundraiser for you. We will talk about matching grants and we will go into customizing the checkout flow a bit more, looking at donation form, donation levels to tell your story, what kind of impact can be achieved with different levels of donations, and also an ability to edit and customize your donation receipt. As I mentioned, Mighty Cause has a variety of support vehicles. There is a question mark icon on the lower right-hand corner of extragive.org that will allow you to search the support library. And if you have questions, it'll allow you to submit a question to the support team. You can also just directly email support@mightycause.com. We also have, sorry, I did check the phone number. I'll change that before we upload it. We also have a phone line, and then Monday to Friday, our support team is online 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time answering questions. Also, you'll notice there are the mightycause.com guide and the support.mightycause.com, which references the different support libraries that Mighty Cause has with a variety of resources for you to plan your campaign. All right. Thank you for your time on that. I would love to get to any questions you might have. Let me pull up the questions.
Hey, thanks, MK. That's a lot of information to go through. And thanks everyone for sticking with. I know there's a lot of details, but super helpful. I'll just read off a couple. We did have somebody who asked if a sponsor could be an individual or if they have to be an organization. And the answer is, yeah, you can have individual sponsors. If you have a great supporter and they are really interested in helping your organization promote Extra Give, they can be a sponsor. They might, act as a match to inspire other people to give, which is a great way to do that. You can see all these things. We did drop a link to our FAQs in the chat. So feel free to check those out. There's lots of detail on that topic. And one other question, just so that you can maybe help us clarify for sure, MK,
Yep.
that after registration is approved, people continue to have access to their profile and to their thank you messages ongoing.
Oh, ongoing. Yeah, you can edit it on the day. So you will be able to edit those elements of your to-do list. You can do more than the to-do list, but you need to complete all of those items all need to show as completed so that Dave and Rachel can review and approve your registration, but it's not set in stone. So you can continue to develop your story and come up with things that work, or maybe you spot someone else's page and say, oh, that's really cool that they did that. I want to try that. So you can always go in there and borrow from each other.
Yeah. And just as a reminder, we did hear, I love the to-do list feature, and so please use that. So all the things are there. There are a few things like the upload of the non-discrimination policy is in a little bit of a different place on the to-do list as opposed to the initial registration. So I think by using that tool of the to-do list, it helps everyone be able to get everything you need in a really easy, handy dandy, feels good to check it off fashion.
Exactly.
So MK, I don't see any other questions
Great.
right now,
Well, then,
but
thank you for
said,
attending. I am excited to work with the Link Found team and they've been setting you up for success. They've put a lot of resources together, have additional trainings coming up, and we will be posting this recorded webinar, so stay tuned for that so you can reference it again. And if you have any need for any assistance, reach out to our support team. Again, support@mightycause.com.
Thanks
And
for
thank
joining us, everyone.
you. Bye.
Happy Extra Give season.